bedroom. But then I get all panicked because I'm like, but it's not done yet. And I want it to be perfect before I make a whole video and show it on YouTube. I think I should forget that because you know what? Life is a work in progress. And it does feel different. It does feel like I've invested a lot into this space. So let's do it. Hold on a second. That's better. Okay, but in true Instagram fashion, let's just pretend like it looked like this the whole time. Okay. All right. So you guys, as I mentioned, I have been holding out on you about showing you my bedroom because like you'll see like right here, there's a lack of artwork right here. There's a lack of pillows over there. There's a lack of what I want it to be. But the fact of the matter is it's a work in progress. And I have made some changes that I do feel like really make this space more homey. And I want to show you what those are because I think they're those little things that you can do to make a space feel more grown up, feel more like yourself. And that has been a huge thing for me over these past 3 years, is really figuring out what my style is, both my clothing style, my home decor style. It's one of those things that's always evolving because things change and you like different things at different stages of your life and different things are popular, of course. But it's been so good for me to really hone in on what I think is beautiful. And so I have done that with my bedroom. Now let me tell you, this was the final space that I really invested in our home. When we moved in here a year and a half ago, I wanted the kids to feel like they were home, not that they were moving into an empty box. I really wanted it to feel like it was a place where they could put down roots and feel safe and protected and homey. And we had been living with family for so long that I needed them to feel like it was home. And so I knew that the places I needed to focus on were their bedrooms and our main living space. And the living space is still a work in progress too. I'm getting up the nerve to show you that. But I really invested in their rooms and I made sure from the second that they walked in the door that their rooms were completely finished and beautiful and put together, thanks to my mom's help, I do need to mention. But this was kind of the last space that I invested in. And like I said, I've only done a little bit, but I've done enough to make it feel like, I'm an adult and this is my room. One of the biggest investments I've made and the biggest game changers to this space has been the plants. I realized in this past year that I actually really like plants. Jury's still out on whether I'm going to keep them alive, but that's a different story. The important thing is the ambiance that they bring to the room. I have realized that I have kind of a boho chic Scandinavian sort of vibe, and the plants do a big service to that whole idea. I think it's kind of the roots of hygge too, having those natural things in your space. They literally bring oxygen into my room, and just the life of them and the beauty and the greenery, it really does something to completely transform an area. So let me show you the ones that I have brought in, and that pretty little, well, not so little, but pretty fiddly fig that I have over there is from fastgrowingtrees.com. I've got a code below for you to get a discount through November. Mirror, Target, fiddly, fast-growing trees, as I mentioned, screen, Amazon. Now, I have a desk back there that I work from, and sometimes you'll see the screen in the background when I do live videos and that sort of thing. Now, currently is that space being used to house all of the things that I gathered from this room and others. moving on. Now, like I said, there's still a lot that I would love to do with this space. I would love to get those pillows and artwork. I would love another bedside table. Not that there's anyone who would actually be using it, but for symmetry purposes. In fact, I already have a matching lamp. I would love to get a chair over there and some artwork on that wall and some things to just make that area come alive a little bit more, and maybe be able to use it as like a YouTube recording space. So what could I do with that? Maybe you'll see that in the future. But the point is, I figured out my style and I created a space even just by doing little things that make it feel cohesive. They make it feel like me. It is comforting when I retreat here at night. It feels like I can take a breath of fresh air. It's simple, it's clean, it's bright and airy, and it makes me feel at home. It's my little sanctuary space. And I did that by identifying a color palette that I knew I really liked and found to be soothing, and figured was maybe the only time in my life that I was really going to be able to press into the pink. And so I have pink curtains. I have pink in my bedspread. I have pink all over my bathroom, but in a lot of little touches so it wasn't overbearing. I love the creams and the grays and a little bit of the touches of blue that just really make this space feel refreshing. And once I figured out that boho chic vibe that I was going for, which I did by looking at Pinterest and Instagram a lot, I would go through and just pin masses of things that appealed to me, not even really knowing why they appealed to me, but just pinning them, and then going through and picking out the things that were similar between all those photos. That's something that I kind of did on my own, but also was really able to hone in on by listening to the Nester, Michael Smith. She has fabulous books, Welcome Home, Cozy Minimalist Home, so many good things. She's an amazing resource. I highly recommend her. But by using a couple of those little principles, I was able to identify what it was that I really liked, the things that really appealed to me. I knew I wanted a headboard that was going to be relatively tall. I knew from looking at those pictures, okay, I need greenery. I knew from looking at that stuff that I really like this boho chic, bringing in the natural elements and a simple, clean palette kind of look. It really helped me to identify what makes me, me, and what makes my space my own. Of course, I will be linking everything that I bought for my bedroom on my website at mackenziekoppa.com, and also in the show notes below, so you can find everything there and be able to quickly access everything. But I would really love to know what you've done with your bedroom. What have you done to make it feel like you? How have you identified your own personal style? Tell me about it in the comments. Hop over onto my Instagram at mackenziekoppa. I would love to chat with you there and just see what I can learn from you and what have you learned from me and how can we collaborate together to keep figuring out how to live well anyway. I love being able to connect with you guys. That's the reason I do this, so make sure you find me. I would also love if, you hopped over to wherever you listen to your podcast and listen to my podcast, Live Well Anyway. We have a lot of fun guests on there, and I do some solo shows. I would love, again, to be able to be a part of your life in that little way and hear back from you. That is the key. So join me in all those places. Make sure you like and subscribe below, and thanks so much for watching. I hope this was maybe a little bit helpful. Till next time, go be bold and gracious.